So in order to fully understand the situation with the tablets, you first have to know how the incarceration system in South Dakota works. I feel as though I am qualified to speak on this because I have been incarcerated myself. For anyone who has never been incarcerated in the state of South Dakota and thinks they're going to step into my Instagram and pretend like you know more about it than I do, no, you cannot know until you are in there, because I sure the fuck was shocked. It was totally different than what we're told on the outside. Like, it goes beyond just, oh yeah, you're in jail, you're locked up, that sucks. They have a whole efficiently running, protected system in there that the general public knows nothing about. Making money every day, as much as they can, every day, and double dipping. And there's actually so much to unpack with this that I don't even know where to start. But I think the best way to handle this is to categorically respond to the comments in the initial video. So let's start here, because anybody who hasn't been incarcerated seems to be under the general impression that you can just make a call or go see your family member whenever you want, and that's not how it works at all. First of all, visits. They're only during certain hours for certain people who are registered. There's a background check process. They have to pay a fee to come visit you, and they have to sign up like 2 weeks in advance, I think is what I remember. Additional to that, those visits have to be pre-approved, and the prisoner you're going to see has to sign off on them. They also get like so many a month. It's just like this multi-layered process. They make it seem like, oh, you can just, whenever you want to, it's readily available to you. And that's not how it works. It's not. It's not just you go on the website, you sign up. No, none of that. Visits are the cheapest way for you to see your person because they're virtual. And since the state can't make hardly any money off of them, they don't give a fuck about your visitation. What they do be making money on is texts and phone calls. I want to say that text messages went for like 10 cents a pop when I was in there. This was 7 years ago. And phone calls were like $5 a minute or some shit through these guys, ViaPath and Global Tel Inc. You have to either, when you're in the prison, get a card and figure out how to load it, or know your banking information off the top of your head to pay it in advance, or have a family member help you out with money for these phone calls. You can also dial their number and see if they will take on the charges for you calling them. And don't even think about disputing the charges when you get out. It's not gonna happen. These people are ironclad. They are getting your money. Not to mention the people who don't even have family to call. What if you need to get a hold of your lawyer? Is he gonna take on those charges for you? He's probably gonna tack on double. Another big problem with not having phone service or outside communication is that we don't really know as the general public or the family members what's going on in there. A prisoner could be dead for literal hours or even days before any of us would know anything or what actually happened to them. Really think about that for a minute. We don't have access to cameras in there. We should. The general public should be able to see what's going on in the prisons. Why can't they? You got like 50 prisoners in there to 2 guards. Something could happen to someone in the night. Who would even know until the morning? And then who would be the witness to it? Who is to say? You have a bunch of guards gonna cover each other's asses and a bunch of prisoners too afraid to say anything. Meanwhile, there's no burden of proof. It's dangerous. It's inhumane. It's barbaric. And since prison guards are often seen as cops, right now what you have is a bunch of people who want to say, well, not all guards are that bad. And it's true. I've met some decent ones in there. But the vast majority of them had no business being in there. They're exploiting prisoners for their own personal entertainment. I didn't not see women prostituting themselves to score a free Advil. You got guards in there making plans with the prisoners to see them when they get out. It's fucked. Now, as much as I'd like to say that in South Dakota we don't have adequate amenities for prisoners, they do have basic soap, water, detergent. It's not very good. It can't get you very clean, but it's there. And when I was in, there was also full access to sanitary napkins and tampons for free too. Now, all of that said, here are some pictures of what things generally cost that are considered luxury items. Now, as you can see here, this is just like some general Dollar Tree items. Might cost you like $5 to $10 at Walmart. Just price gouge the hell out of them. Oh, and they charge shipping to the prison. When I was in there, you gotta have enough money on your tab to order these things, so somebody would have to put the money in there for you. Inmates who are working in the prison to make money to afford these things, if somebody won't load their tab for them, they're making like 10 cents an hour. You gotta have good behavior to order anything, and anything you order takes 2 weeks to get there. Assuming that when it gets there, the guards aren't gonna take it away from you for some damn reason. You also are not allowed to share these items. In the prison or the jail, you are not allowed to share the food on your tray. You are not allowed to share the items you bought. If they catch you doing that, they will put you on bed rest a minimum of 2 days. You cannot leave your bed except to go to the bathroom for 2 days. And what that causes is you got these inmates in there like animals. I saw women trading hot Cheetos like it was cocaine or something. Full-on fights over a gas station burrito. It'll get you feral. Okay, so then let's talk about rehabilitative programs, because those are exploitative too. This sounds like a great story. I'm very happy for your family member. That said, there are many programs within the prison system that are state funded that feed pipe dreams to these people who really don't stand a fighting chance in hell outside of the prison once they're released with a record. They hold all these classes and graduate programs for these people. And then when they get out, they completely lack the skills, the resources, or the support to put them into motion. We're talking like beauty school programs, and they get some sort of certificate, but then they don't teach them how to dress for a job, how to keep a job, how to handle conflict resolution. It's just very base level learning. And then somebody who taught the program got paid by the state. Meanwhile, these individuals who they gave the certificate to don't have the tools for the real world, and they end up reoffending. There are some success stories, but they are few and far between, because in America, we don't focus on rehabilitation so much as we focus on punishment. Yeah, this would be a great solution if minorities weren't locked up at disproportionate rates. Nobody listens to them, nobody speaks up for them, and even the people who do say something about it, you're met with, oh, well, they're prisoners, they forfeited their rights the minute they committed the crime. That's American culture. It's like, who's gonna care about a bunch of felons? And that's how the prisons are able to get away with so much corrupt shit. Now, the last thing I'm going to say, and I have to touch on this because it was my own personal experience, the incarceration system is cyclical. They keep you in there. It is difficult to get out of the system once you're in. They have designed it that way on purpose so they can run you dry till you don't have a penny left. That's why you see bums on the street. They were in the system for so long, the state took all their damn money. And then once they ain't got no more money, they boot them out. They don't care about rehabilitation. They don't care about bettering society. They just care about this. The whole reason you see a bunch of minorities locked up on lower level drug offenses turned into felonies is because of the plea bargain system in America. The state has to get so many felonies a year in order to continue to receive justice assistance grant funding. Oh, you can exercise your right to a fair and speedy trial, but you're probably going to get convicted because juries can't be trusted and they'll slap you with the maximum sentence. So most people take the plea deal and the state gets their money and you get to stay in the incarceration system forever and ever and ever and a day. The jails and the prisons are charging you per head per day, no vacancy. It is a well-oiled machine, the prison system. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry.